Hey, what's up, guys? Nicole Purvey here from the Better Than Success Real Estate League. And today I'm going to cover something that is like burning up in a lot of you newbie investors, and that is how to name your new real estate business. So this is for my newbies, right? So you guys know that I am a marketer. Like, I built all of this, my whole empire, on having a marketing business. That's where I started out. And so one of the issues that we had with a lot of new businesses is they were trying to come up with ways to name their business. So I made this really cool guide that I'm going to bless you guys with that will tell you how to name your business. And this goes for any business. This goes for real estate businesses. If you have a nail salon, it doesn't even matter. And this will help you to map it all out. So my first tip for naming your real estate business is, first of all, keep it to 15 characters or less, right? It keeps it really simple. It keeps it memorable. And it's just gonna make your life so much easier if you keep it to 15 characters or less. The shorter, the more succinct, the better. So here's the first type of name you can name your business. It can be a person's name, right? So if you have a business and you wanna name it after yourself or after whoever, that is totally acceptable. Here is my caveat. This is my least favorite naming strategy, making it a person's name, especially yourself, which is like the ultimate vain thing to do, but that's okay. This is what people do. But here is the rule for whatever name you want to name it. If you want to name it yourself, hopefully the name evokes the type of emotion that you want the brand to evoke. So here are some examples of the brand name that's a person's name that matches the emotion that they want to evoke. Charles Schwab, Cole Haan, Dolce & Gabbana. Those are really cool names. They evoke the emotion. Dolce & Gabbana sounds sexy. Charles Schwab sounds sophisticated. Cole Haan sounds Kohanish, whatever that is. So don't just go naming it after yourself because you want to put your name on everything. Make sure that it serves a better purpose of evoking the emotion that you want to evoke when people think about your brand. The next way that you can name your business, this is my favorite way. I don't have any businesses that go this way, but this is my favorite. It's so creative. You can use what's called a portmanteau. A portmanteau is when you combine two words together and make a new word, where the definition of that word equals the blending of those two words. So a perfect example of that would be Amtrak, American Track, Microsoft, microcomputer software, Groupon, group and coupon, Pinterest, pin interest, Comcast, communications broadcast. Get it? So you can totally do this. Make sure you keep it to 15 characters or less, and make sure that it just sounds so super duper dope that no one else has thought of it. And it's one of my favorite ways. I haven't figured out how to do it for any of my companies yet. But if you can figure it out and you can master it, perfect formula. And the last way you can name your business is by combining 2 or 3 words. And so these 2 or 3 words are words that describe your business. So an example of that is American Express, right? It describes their business. 99 Designs, House of Blues, Ticketmaster. There's so many of these floating around. Make sure you keep it succinct, 15 characters or less. Here's some bonus tips, especially if you're going to use that third tip for naming your real estate business. You want to make sure that, one, the name is available in your state so that you can file the proper LLC or S Corp or whatever, right? You can usually go to your state and go to your state's website and run some sort of search. Or you can, the other thing you need to do is make sure that it is not trademarked, right? So especially if you're coming up with something that is named, like actual words, you really want to make sure it's not trademarked, because these are words that exist, right? So you can go to the federal government's trademark website. You can just Google it, and then you can run a search on any business name to see if it's actually trademarked. If it's not trademarked and it's perfect and it perfectly names your, describes your business, and everyone loves it, go ahead, start using it. Talk to a trademark attorney. You're gonna have to start using it first. Talk to a trademark attorney about trademarking it, or talk to them, but they're going to tell you that you're going to need to start using it before they can actually file the trademark paperwork for you. And make sure you trademark it, and make sure it's worth it, because it's not expensive, not cheap to actually trademark a business name. The very last tip I have for you guys, and while you're doing this search and figuring out a name to name your business, use this tool online called Knowem, Knowem. Knowem. Knowem will help you to figure out if the name is used on social media platforms, because that is important. If it's available in your state to use, and there's no one's filed the trademark, if you can't get the social media platforms or the domain name with a .com on the end, I'm old school, I like .com. If it's .com's not available, I don't want it. If you can't get it and it's not available, you know, you can legally use it, but like no one's going to be able to find you, right? That's like super important. So, okay, I made a guide for you guys. So go to the link in this video, or you can go to betterthansuccess.com/name your business to download the guide. It's just a guide, a workbook that's going to help you work through some of these things, and it will help you to come up with the dopest business name that you're going to be so proud of. And so until next time, you guys, happy entrepreneuring.